Hello and welcome everyone to Quick Album Reviews. I'm the Emu of Death, CJ Metal, and today I'm pecking to death Show Us the Meaning of Haste by Hummingbird of Death. Now, can emus actually kill you? I think they can. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, looks like they can, but it's very rare apparently, but what a way to go that must be. I mean, I can see it now. You're dead and you're talking to other souls and they're like, so, how'd you die, man? And you're like, I got kicked to death by an emu. And then they're just like staring at you like all confused, like, what the fuck? Anyways, if you're unfamiliar with the meaning of the word haste, it means to move with excessive speed or urgent movement. So the title of this album basically breaks down to show us the meaning of speed, which the album certainly moves with definite speed. Released in 2009, this band plays a mixture of Powerviolence, crossover, and Thrashcore. Now let me give a brief description on each of these genres. Powerviolence is a subgenre of hardcore punk that generally refers to bands who musically focus on speed, brevity, bizarre timing breakdowns, and constant tempo changes. Thrashcore is another subgenre of hardcore punk, but this one just focuses on speed and intensity and is not a mixture of thrash metal and metalcore. And the third one, crossover, is a mix of thrash metal and hardcore punk. So to sum up the overall genre of this album, it's basically just ramped up hardcore punk. Now, truth be told, I haven't really listened to a lot of punk bands or albums for that matter. I've listened to Doom's Police Bastard and Discharge's Hear Nothing, See Nothing, Say Nothing, and that's really about it. So I'm not really too familiar with the genre, so take my opinion with a grain of salt about this album. Now, with all that being said, let's get started. This album is just really just fast, crazy bashing. To me, it just sounded like grindcore without the death metal. It was constant blast beats, fast, raw toned, distorted guitar playing, and a vocalist screaming 20 words a second at you. The overall tempo of this album is just fast and pretty consistent at that, for the most part. I'll explain that later. But the time signatures are really all over the place. I mean, you can't really make sense of what's going on, but at the same time, I think that's kind of the point. With all that being said, you would think this album doesn't have any song structure, but it actually does. It's just very bizarre song structures. But you can hear some consistency despite the songs being a minute or two or even less than that. And the lyrics are, of course, your typical socio-political and iconoclastic themes, which should have been obvious. They're fairly simple, and to be honest, they're not even the best I've heard, but, you know, the lyrics don't paint the whole picture, and, you know, that's just kind of the theme of punk, is to be anti-stuff, so it kind of makes sense. Now, there are two glaring issues with this album, and those were the two tracks I Stopped Caring and Panicide. With I Stopped Caring, the band pretty much did just that, stop caring, because it's just 2 minutes of slow drone chords. I mean, imagine being in a mosh pit and then the band comes out and does an acoustic set. It makes really no sense. I mean, why would they switch all of a sudden? It just throws everything off and you're just sitting there like, what just happened? But panicide is actually even worse than that. Panicide actually isn't even a real word, by the way. I actually had to look it up to even see if it was a real word. It's not. But on this track, we get 11 minutes of slow chords and guitar feedback. Now, the overall running time of this album is 30 minutes, so panicide literally makes up roughly about a third of that time. And what a waste of time it was. I was expecting something, so I listened to the entire track through, and literally nothing happens. It's just slow guitar feedback. That's it. All in all, it was a good album despite those two tracks. If you're looking for some fast, heavy punk, then I check it out. Just skip over Panicide and you'll be fine. You only really need to listen to about the first 20 minutes of this album. And with all that being said, this album's going to get an 8 out of 10 for me. And yeah, that's it. Alright everyone, hope you're all having a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend to like and subscribe as well. I gotta go memorize the entire Vesper theory for chemistry by Tuesday. Wish me luck. Bye.